Buddy, and welcome to Marshall County Today. It's the talk show that talks about, well, a little bit of everything. We try to inform you about stories of people and businesses around your neighborhood. And today, we get a chance to talk a little Plymouth City news and what's happening around Plymouth with our mayor, Robert Listenberger, who joins us on the show. We also welcome those who can watch it live on our YouTube channel, a brand new channel we just started. And you can type in Max 98.3 stream exclamation point. Don't forget the exclamation point. As again, this show is what we want to do to highlight our community, and we provide a little video too if you want to get a chance to watch it. Mayor Listenberger joins us. How you doing, Robert?
Good morning, Tony. I'm doing all right.
Looking good. How's life treating you?
I've been busy, but enjoying it. So.
Well,
I'm doing okay.
when you're in demand, this is what happens.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple of days. It's only this isn't Friday yet, is it?
No, kid. It feels
only
like
Tuesday, right?
Jeez.
So I know
time's just flying by.
Right? Yeah.
So what's going on? Anything new? Anything busy? I heard you guys had a little bit of a light meeting.
Yeah, last night's council meeting and Board of Works. Not a whole lot to report on there. I mean, just the general business of stuff that. Donnie Davidson had some updates on the Ochre Grant and stuff like that we're redoing the West Water Tower, moving along on that project. He's buying a new generator, backup generator and stuff like that. It's not real exciting stuff, but
the project is on track.
Oh yeah, it's on track, and we received a $700,000 Ochre Grant to allow us to get that accomplished. Yeah. So honestly, it was one of the quickest meetings it's all right, though. Sometimes that's good.
Great.
Yeah.
Not a thing wrong with that at all.
But, we had a couple of requests at the, let's see. So Joe Fisher was in. They'll be doing the Ben Fisher fundraiser this April. Let me see. I got the dates.
Good.
April 14 and 15 at the Four Corners. They're going to be selling some keychains this time.
Oh, really?
Donation.
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
Just, work zone awareness, which is,
right.
She's really working hard at that. And
she's done it for years.
And she's doing a great job.
Yes, she does. She definitely does with that.
Yeah, so other than that, then we also had Dustin's Place. They do an annual 5K run for a fundraiser as well. Maybe this will be their third year, so that'll be coming up. I don't know if I have that. No, May 4th from 9 to 11. So really, pretty simple night.
Yeah, good stuff. We were talking the last time you were on about your newness still to the position, and I told you it was probably going to be about a 6-month, term that was going to get you kind of at least close to being caught up on responsibilities and stuff. So, kind of give us a little bit of an update. How things are going.
I feel like now that it's like I've just been here. It's I'm only 2.5 months in, but at the same time, I feel like I've been here for longer. For some reason, it's getting more comfortable.
Good.
Getting into more of a routine. Not as demanding as the first week, 2 weeks. I met so many people, but that's slowed down a bit, which is good. And so we can actually go to work on things rather than just meeting, after meeting after meeting. But so I would say things are moving along really well. So
you have always been the type of person that loves getting the opportunity to talk with people. You're a people person. That's why you've been successful in all your ventures prior to being there, business-wise. Are you able to start concentrating a little bit more on that, or is it?
Well, yesterday
it's kind of it's a Johnny on the spot kind of scenario. Uh-huh. So wherever you're at, out in the public, you get stopped.
You do get stopped. Yeah. Like I said on my way here, I helped a lady. She has questions and stuff like that. I knew it. That's why I almost ran in here to get here today. So I didn't want to disappoint you, Tony. So
thank you. Appreciate that.
I made it.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, they'll stop you on the street and talk to you, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. And so yesterday I spoke with the senior assisted living folks out at Miller's, and they're living there. They're a lot of them have been in this community forever and have such good insight, I would say, on really just Plymouth itself. So they can tell you stories. They can tell you how this happened, and that's helpful.
Yeah.
And it's our history.
Did they kind of ask you any up-to-date questions?
Yeah,
and stuff?
I kept
was
them
there a
up
common one that they always asked?
Not so much. I don't know. It was a group of mostly ladies, and there's probably about 10 of them. We sat around, had coffee. We're going to do this monthly with them.
Good.
It's
good to hear.
They put it on their calendar for coffee with the mayor. We'll do it monthly with them, but I knew a lot of them. I know their kids, and so we shared stories about that and stuff like that. So. It was nice to meet one. That was fun for me. I enjoyed it. It's like, this is one of the reasons I signed up.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, and I think the more you're able to do that kind of thing is so crucial just for the educational part of things, because our seniors know an awful lot.
Wealth of knowledge.
And
we can't lose that.
I think it would behoove you to not sit there and take some notes.
Yep.
And that's the brilliancy of what you're doing. And I feel personally, and I think I've said this before, you're only going to be as good as the people who you surround yourself, and that's not just staff. That is people when you go to coffee places, where you go to, in this case, senior living facilities, and you get to gain as much as you possibly can. A
lot of people say that's what they want out of a mayor.
I do.
In our city, the size of the city we are, that's what they want, and that's kind of me anyway. So and I enjoy that. But talking about surrounding yourself, we're working on we did the comprehensive plan, finished it up, here recently. Now we're doing part of that plan was to. It was important to the committee to have a steering committee or a implementation team, so that comprehensive plan just doesn't sit on the shelf.
Right.
And Tony, I'm telling you, we have got a group of volunteers that want to work on that. It's crazy. These people show up, volunteer, and they are really great people to work with, sharp, and are enthusiastic, and it's all volunteer. So out of that steering committee, or the implementation team, I should say, they're creating subcommittees, and so the subcommittees will be working on like the facade grant that we have. We're going to update that. So this committee will, get together outside of the regular meetings, So they're again more volunteer time, and but they'll come to us with recommendations, and so. Another committee that started is some of our zoning ordinances. So we're going to look at some of those, and this committee is tasked with that job, and so that's very, very helpful to a mayor to get some great ideas to bring forward. So
I agree.
But you can get involved in that if you'd like. By the way, I'll put you on a committee.
Well, you can talk to me after we're done here. I appreciate the fact that you're being proactive and you're letting other folks get involved. I think there needs to be more of that.
Yep.
I'm a big proponent of the downtown. I think there's so much that could be done here. But you're also the mayor of everything outside of downtown too.
I mean, I don't know if I mentioned last time about the downtown revitalization plan that we're working on.
You touched up on it.
Okay,
is there more specifics with that?
No. Well, we've engaged a consulting firm to do a plan, and this plan, this is just to get things. It's been, by the time we get to it, the last time we did a major renovation downtown will be a half a century, 50 years.
Yeah,
people can't believe it, but it's been that long. It's 40 some years now. So. By the time we get to it, it could be 50 years. So this is just the preliminary start to get our eyeballs on something what it could look like, and there'll be public engagement. We'll get their idea. We'll hold public sessions where they can have input into this, and this will be something that we, once finalized or looked at, or it's at least a general guideline on what we want to be doing as we make decisions on any repairs that we have to do downtown. It's there. And at some point, we take that off the shelf and we put it, once we find the funding, we can begin the project. So, but it's there, it's done, it's ready, it's on the shelf. It's not quite dirt ready, but it almost is. So shovel ready. It's
Really?
almost ready. It will be that. That's the idea. So,
Right. I got you.
yeah. So,
But that's just going to take a while. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's not going to be a snap of the finger,
just
the year, 2-year deal. It's just going to take a little while to do it because, as everything does, especially when you're looking for some funding,
Yep.
it takes a while to get that all happening. And by the way, before I forget, I drove by it, the parking lot over here
on LaPorte Street
on
parking.
LaPorte Street. Yeah, how's that going now?
So there we have the buildings that were tore down many years ago are sinking.
Right.
The foundation's still there, so the earth is now sinking into the foundation, and you can actually see like the old basement walls.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a little dangerous. So we're doing a temporary fix, and it will look a lot better. It'll last us a couple years.
Now we
so
just
that we
putting
can
a parking lot over that, or
we a little bit of curb work, a little bit of fill in, and then some asphalt, and then I want to seal the whole parking lot and restripe. So
Okay.
it'll look nice, but it is temporary because long term we think we need to dig all that out, and that's going to be very expensive. But and then there also is the opportunity people have talked about possibility of putting buildings on there and. Stuff like that, so more downtown stuff.
Well, geez, I don't think I ever see anything wrong with that.
Right? Yeah, no, it needs to be fixed because it's dangerous right now. So
Right.
and it's nothing's cheap, but this is an inexpensive way of doing it. Still costs us a little, but and it'll get us by 2 or 3, maybe even longer. But in the meantime, we'll put together plans to do it right, and so. That's kind of the idea behind that. So
good. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, our street department's
need to
taking
be
care
done.
of most of it in house, and then we will. Yep. So that's going on.
Normally do we have spring cleanups
Well,
in this town? Because I've been noticing. Well, one, a lot of the street department's been doing a lot of cleaning up, but I'm just curious. I don't
know the cemetery asked for people to
help out,
clean off their families' grave sites,
Right.
and then anything left after last weekend, I believe they're going to remove.
I think you're right, yeah.
And then starting next week, you can start putting new stuff out. So
Right.
we got that going on, and typically sometime in April. And I haven't heard the dates or anything like that, but
Yeah,
you'll
forgive me.
see-
I
you'll see
just
different-
thought there was something that was
Yeah,
we did,
you'll see something soon. I don't have the dates for sure, but it'll be 2 or 3 weekends in April where different organizations get together and do a spring cleanup. They'll take sections of the town and pick up trash or
Okay, good.
stuff like that
Good.
around the highways. So
We were talking a little bit about the revitalization discussion for Plymouth, and I go back to the downtown is just not only the mayor's responsibility; it's east to west of downtown as
Sure.
well. It was city limits that we're talking about here, and the west side of it's starting to build up a little bit more, and there's some great ideas. To build it even more. Are you part of those discussions?
are you talking west on Jefferson?
Yeah, well, west of Oak, just west of Oak, where the zone is, and all that area.
Okay.
You get the chance to be part of any discussions of development over that way?
m.c.today handles a lot of that.
Okay.
And some of that's manufacturing, possibly. Is that what you're talking about, or the what
I've
do we
heard
have new
of-
out there? Maybe.
Yeah, there's things that are being talked about of utilizing that area more.
Well,
Have you
it's
even heard
definitely
that?
a growth area. There's still room to do some stuff. We have hopefully a potential hotel coming.
That's one of them.
and that kind of stuff.
heard.
That's okay. Definitely part of that. And
Right.
not 100% sure where the developer is on that. In fact, it's one of the things we wanted to do is get a hold and talk to him. Jeff, our city attorney, actually mentioned that we need to get a meeting with him. And
Are we
so-
still looking to do the housing project over here?
Townhouse?
The townhouse?
The Water Street townhouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a go.
That's a go. You'll see there's 2 homes there right now on Water Street that will be demolished late, or probably, I'm not sure. Kevin Berger is the contractor, and he will get to that here pretty soon, I believe. I'm not sure, but
That's
it'll
about
be
the
a
right time to
year-long
start.
project at least. So
Will it be? Okay.
yeah, and that parking lot's going to be closed when he starts. And
Okay.
so there'll be a little disruption downtown, I realize, but the end result's going to be nice and more parking spaces right there. So it's actually going to create more, plus 12 new homes for people, one retail spot. It'll be a beautiful building. And so more we can bring downtown. I've talked about this before. My thing is about population growth, right?
Right.
And so, and then if stores downtown, they're all doing okay, but let's make them thrive. And so how do you do that? You bring more people downtown. That's just another small piece of the puzzle, So,
and I love what's happening too, and it seems to be a little bit of a movement finally.
Yeah.
Is the diversity. I mean, we see Heartland Art Center right across the street from now
absolutely.
make a huge move,
and
because it's going to be continually growing, and they were eventually going to be running out of space. With the building, and so now they get a chance to showcase things a little bit longer, and I just love the fact that they moved quick.
Yeah,
they ought to start their own moving company. That's how quick they are. But that's a little side job.
Anna Kitzman, right? Mm-hmm. If she gets behind, what it's going to be.
It's going to get done.
Actually, spent a couple hours with her yesterday afternoon. We met and talked about the future of that building and plans and ideas, and I got a tour of it. And if Anna's behind it, it's going to be nice. And so we're looking at making it a multi-use outside of just the Heartland Artist space.
Nice.
So it could be used for other collaborative things. And so
classes and stuff like that.
And she's all on her vision. Her vision is great for the building. And I don't know if you've been throughout the upstairs and stuff like that.
I've been up there before.
Crazy
but
nice space. It's really
it's
cool.
Got a lot of nice space.
It's going to be really nice, and her vision's right on.
Right.
So
in that kind of move, but we're seeing some new restaurants pop up. And I think that's cruel. That's cool the way it's being done.
Have you heard that we're going to get a Popeye's chicken? Have you heard that yet?
I heard that.
Yeah.
And that's still a go?
Yep, so far.
Okay.
Yep.
And is Dunkin' Donuts still planning on coming in?
Yeah, so it'll be north of Culver's restaurant will be the Popeyes, and north of that is the Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
So it's still in the works. Trying to work out the driveway situation there to make it work.
Has that been the only issue?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only issue I'm hearing.
It's a little bit of an, there's probably other little things that come up, of course, in construction. But, no, I don't consider it a real major issue. They will work it out, so they'll figure it out. So
has there been a timeline set for this? So for either one
I
of them,
expect that you'll see some, I assume this summer you'll see some construction going on and open by the, I don't know for sure, but it seems like that's where they're at in their planning. It should be coming along.
But
this
now
year.
if we can get a Chick-fil-A in here. Well,
I'm a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchisee, right?
Well, I know you are. I know.
Yeah.
But not here, though.
Not here.
Not here, though.
Right.
But I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you are a franchisee, restaurant business, and you've been for many, many, many years.
Going on 35, 37 years, I think.
So when you go and look at a town, what are some of the factors that you look at? Because, see, here's where I think having you as a mayor, already knowing what you're looking for to open up, is there a couple of priorities that have to be important in making that kind of move into a town our size?
Well, it's you look at population, and
so that's where it's based.
I don't know, but I would say we're right at 10,000 people, in my opinion. That's not enough to support a Texas Roadhouse or some of the. Everybody wants one of those for some reason. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're on the cusp. Maybe we need to be a little bit more populated. And as far as like a fast food restaurant, it just depends on the concept. But Kentucky Fried Chicken would not put a second one here, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But about a 10,000 population is good for one Kentucky Fried Chicken. Probably, and having a Popeyes, it'll seem to work for some reason. They can coexist. Even they mostly sell chicken, of course, but the population at right around 10,000 can probably, but you got to be careful. I mean, when you're looking at a community and, location is a big thing. If you can't be convenient, you're not going to.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So how important is it to be right smack dab in the crossroads of Indiana, 30 and 31?
Well,
that has to account for a big part of a decision of coming into Plymouth, right?
Yeah, and remember, we're in the middle of creating freeways, hopefully, on 31 and 30, and if we can keep that the intersection safe to stuff like that, and this whole goal is to make the intersection safer. Now they'll get off and get on back on conveniently. Yes, and we're right in the northern middle of the state, and
I feel we are right smack dab in the perfect place for growth.
Yeah, so you get a certain amount of traffic pulling off the highway for that. And that's another thing you look at. Exactly, yeah.
Along those same lines, obviously growth is extremely important for this town. And you mentioned the byways. What's your thoughts? I mean, in early discussions right now, I don't know. This is just me, but I'm not.
You're talking about the 31 and 30
for example,
corridor,
right.
Yeah.
I don't like anything that's going to bypass what we have here because we want to be that pull off.
They're not going to build a bypass. I think they've ruled that out.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, and like Warsaw, you'd think, well, maybe they need to do a bypass, but I think they've ruled that out there as well.
And
we have
good.
On 30, we have like maybe 4 major, not major, but exchanges that are going to be dealt with, and that's going to be tricky. On 31, I think we'll have a new entrance. Main entrance will be coming off of 31 onto like Lincoln Way West.
Oh, okay.
East, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Up into Jefferson, how that road.
Gotcha.
That might be, we think that's going to be a major entrance to Plymouth eventually.
Are they going to keep the one?
So, where they're at on the study is by the end of this, well, wait a minute, maybe it's April.
Okay. Well, either way.
In April, they're going to have a real good idea. And by the end of the year, they're going to make a recommendation to NDOT what they want to do, and so that's why we're staying active and involved, and
absolutely,
and putting our 2 cents into it. And so it's coming together here pretty quick. And now these plans that they're putting together, the recommendations, could take 15 years to build. And so in Marshall County, let's just talk about Highway 30. We want to get at least one project fixed, one
intersection.
And then like the first round when they start doing things. So I'm going to be an advocate to get at least we want to see some progress up here. So we want to get at least one project going, and we got 4 to fix, but we want one on that first round of stuff that maybe we'll see within 5 to 7 years, but we've got to start somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
And so,
we just need to be part of it.
Yeah, we
just need to be part
of it. I've been paying attention to it, and there's meetings. And
so one thing is, I think we've determined here so far is that your job, which is already busy and crazy right now, is going to get a little crazier because those things that we just got done talking about the past 3 to 4 minutes here about, we've been talking and praising about the development within the city limits, especially. Those are projects that are crucial to this city.
Oh, yes.
Even if they're just turnoffs for people to go to a place to eat, fine and dandy. We can put up signs saying, "Hey, visit downtown Plymouth, 5 minutes from here."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can do we can do an awful lot of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I got a lot of marketing ideas, but I mean, the fact of the matter is, it'll be available to happen, and that's what we need. We just need that little turn off to Plymouth, Indiana,
right,
to showcase why you can spend a good, strong day here.
Yep.
And
creating some destination spots for people.
Make it a stop. Make it a stop.
We're in a good spot now, but we just keep plugging away at this.
But Mayor, you know as well as I do, we got to keep progressing.
Yep.
We got to keep up with the times.
Yeah.
We can't afford to just stay stagnant.
I wish I could. You need to stop in my office, and I want to show you my idea wall.
Okay.
We've created, my staff, we have one whole wall in a conference room up there dedicated with ideas. Mm-hmm. And then we have the next wall over is things in progress that we've started. And then we're hoping to get a lot of things in the next wall that are going to be completed. And so we're moving it along that way. It's a visual look, and we...
That's great to hear.
You need to come up. You haven't come see me yet.
Well, I know I've got to. I've got to figure out a way to break away from here.
Hey, by the way, I got Don Eckert coming after the next meeting.
Okay, great. Have Don in? Great.
Yep. So
talk a little golf.
Yeah.
Donnie's good with golf. He's going to talk about his damn Packers. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to do that.
I got to hear about that.
Yeah, because that'll be a whole 45 minutes. I'm going to get him to talk about that. This Bear fan don't want to hear 45 minutes of Packer talk. Right. So, Don, just telling you ahead of time. Love you, but we're just telling you ahead of time. You got to go. We've taken up your time, and thank you for kind of sharing our thoughts and ideas of what's happening. And glad you had a good, quick meeting last night.
Yeah,
because those will be
sometimes
very
they drag
few.
on, right?
Yeah,
so
those kind of meetings are very few. Mayor, thank you.
Okay,
again, buddy.
thank you.
All right,
see you.
When we come back, we are going to wrap it up. Don't go away.